So let's answer this question here. Sketch the curve of f of x equals x squared plus 4x minus 5. So we know it cuts the y-axis whenever the value of x is 0. So we put the value of 0 in for our x, so we get f of 0 is equal to 0 squared is 0 plus 4 times 0 is 0, and we've got minus 5. So the f of 0 is minus 5. So that means it cuts the y-axis at the point 0, minus 5. And we know it cuts the x-axis whenever y is 0. So that is when x squared plus 4x minus 5 is equal to 0. So we factorise this equation here, and it gives us x minus 1, x plus 5. So you can check that. We'll get x squared plus 5x minus x is plus 4x minus 5. So that means that the roots of this are going to be given by x equals 1 and x equals minus 5. Now we know we get a stationary point whenever f derivative of x equals 0. So we can work out f derivative of x. We have to differentiate this. So that becomes 2x plus 4. So we set 2x plus 4 equals 0. So therefore x must equal minus 2. So the x value of the turning point is minus 2. Now we can work out the y value of the turning point by putting minus 2 back into our original equation to get the y value. So that way the minus 2 squared will give us 4. Minus 2 times 4 will give us our minus 8 and our minus 5. Now whenever we add those up together, we're going to get a value of minus 9. So it means that the turning point must be minus 2 minus 9. So now let's look at the nature of this stationary point. So we know that the point minus 2, that is x equals minus 2, will give us the f derivative of x is 0, which means that the gradient is 0, and that is our turning point. So then what we can do is we can look at a point just to the left and a point just to the right. So I've chosen the points minus 3 and minus 1. So we can put our minus 3 back into this equation here. So we find the f derivative of minus 3, and we can see that that's going to give us a negative value. So you have minus 3 times 2 is minus 6, plus the 4 is minus 2, so it's a negative value. And if I put a value of minus 1 into this, I'll get minus 2 plus 4 is plus 2, so I'll get a positive value. So that means that the slope here must be going down the way, and then it must be 0, and then it must be going up the way. So finally, let's look at a rough sketch of our function. So we have our x-axis here, we have our y-axis, which gives us the function f of x, and we know that it has got roots at the points 1, 0 and minus 5, 0, so that's those 2 points there. We know it cuts the y-axis at point 0, 5, and we know the turning point is minus 2, minus 9, and we know the shape of the curve, it drops down the way, and then there's got the turning point, and then it goes back up the way, so it goes in this direction here. So finally what we'll do is we'll take the function and we'll put it into the graphical calculator, and we'll see if the function does indeed look like this. So let's put our curve in. It's x squared plus 4x minus 5. So let's see whether the points match up. We have our roots at 1, 0 and minus 5, 0, which is correct, and it cuts the y-axis at point 0, minus 5, and the turning point is minus 2, minus 9. So we got that one correct, and it all matches up. So thank you for listening. I'll get you in the next video. Goodbye.